Welcome to Mindless Entertainment. My name is Jesse Milestone, and I would like to share this unfortunately true story from my friend's life, just in case you weren't sure how ridiculous things are these days and how ridiculous they are out in the California workplace. All right, so my friend works for a company. He's in charge of several employees. They had to fire an employee recently. Why did they fire her? Well, she was 2 times a no-call, no-show. Just didn't show up for work, didn't say anything. She's been late repeatedly. And when she's there, she drags her feet. And they have video of her doing her job, lackluster, not giving it 100%, etc. So they fired her. But, you can't do that because she is a trans woman. Yes, she's a trans woman, which means that she is unfireable for ordinary offenses like not doing your job correctly. Now look, I get it. Of course it's illegal to fire somebody for being trans, or fire someone for being gay, or fire someone for being too old. I get that, right? That makes sense. That's job discrimination. When did it become wrong to fire somebody for not doing their job? So this person went ahead and complained, and they had to hire an HR consultant and go through all this hoopla, and basically they had to issue her a formal apology, because even though the person looked at it and was like, yeah, you guys had every right to fire her, but you still can't. They're like, the proper thing to do would have been to sit down with her and work out goals for improvement, and if she didn't meet those goals, then you can fire her. Now you have to go the extra mile because apparently this is high school now, and she's in the special needs program, and you have to make sure that she's okay. That's not how the real world works. And that's the problem with this bullshit nonsense today. This hand-holding crap where it's like, yep, everyone's expected to just be super sensitive to everybody else's needs. That's not how private industry works. It's just not. If you run a business, you have the right to run a successful business and not have to keep dead weight around, not have to pay an employee and then have to hire a new employee to do that person's job because they're not doing their job correctly, or suffer lower productivity because you have to keep an employee around who doesn't do their job well because they're trans. Which, by the way, I'm sorry, there's absolutely nothing about being transgender that means you can't come to work on time, or you can't at least fucking call your employer if you're going to be out. Nothing about that. Now, I get if it's certain things, if you have a disability or an illness or something like that, even then, you're still expected to communicate that shit to your employer. My friend had to go on disability temporarily for an entire year, basically, and she still had to deal with trying to communicate that to her employers, and a lot of the employers were like, great, we have this policy that says you can be, if you're not able to work for more than this time, we're gonna let you go, even if it's a disability situation. So she's not protected from that crap. But no, if you just identify as a different gender than the one you were born with, you can't be fired. This doesn't make any sense at all. This person just didn't do her job correctly. It's not like there was any discrimination involved whatsoever. Oh, but they can allege discrimination and it's fine. It's utter and total horse shit. And I've always said you are expected to do your damn job. I don't care what your personal beliefs are, what your personal opinions are, what your fucking life is. That's your private fucking life. When you sign up to be part of the workforce and you get hired to do a job, you're expected to be able, that's part of the contract, right? Is we're hiring you because you have represented yourself as a person who's capable of doing this job. If you demonstrate that you are not actually capable of doing that job, we will fire you. It has nothing to do with what's under your skirt or what pronouns you put in front of your name. Doesn't have to do with any of that, just fucking basic. If you're good at this, fine. If you're not good at this, not fine. And here's the bullshit, right? This doesn't apply to every people, just protected people. So if you're just a regular, normal person, you're at a disadvantage now? Now you actually have to go to work and be expected to work. But if you're a trans person, you're not expected to actually do your job correctly? What kind of idiotic and unrealistic expectations is that setting up in society? We're gonna live in a society where, oh, you're golden, you're special. That's exactly what the fucking social justice warriors want. Oh, you're special and golden and untouchable, and everything you say is fine, and everything you do is fine, because, oh my God, your life is so hard and you've been through so much. Bullshit! So many people have been through so much. It's never before now, before this fucking social justice movement has, having gone through shit, been an excuse to suck at life. Everybody else is expected to get their own shit together, to deal with their own shit, and to move on. To figure out how to just be a goddamn human being in the world on their own. No employer, no private employer's job, is nobody's job to walk you through that. Decrease their productivity once again because they're now expending resources to hold your fucking hand and make sure that you feel comfortable doing the job that you said you were able to do when you got hired. That's just crap. That is just utter crap. It's one thing too, again, if it's a situation where it's like, oh, I had to call out because I was having some mental crisis and had to go see it there. Fine, but fucking call. Nothing prevents you from calling your goddamn employers. That's the goddamn snowflake culture we live in, right? I get anxiety all the effing time. I don't expect it to be anyone else's problem. I don't call someone after the fact, after no showing on someone and be like, oh my God, you should really be more understanding that I didn't give you a heads up because I was going through some anxiety, I was having a panic attack. Oh my God. No, that's my shit to deal with. In fact, I don't even expect the people around me to deal with it when I'm having panic attacks. I'm like, this is my shit. I will take myself away, or I will communicate to you the things that I need. And if I can't do that effectively, I will remove myself from the situation and handle this shit on my own. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just the person who grew up and dealt with depression by myself because I knew I fucking could. I'm not saying everyone should do that or everyone can do that. But the reality is that's still like, that's you and your business. I would never expect my employers to be on the hook for my personal issues. I would never expect them to take a hit or take a loss because of my personal issues or my issues to deal with. It blows my mind. And here's the best part. Here's the kicker, right? So they're talking to this HR consultant because they're keeping them on board now because they're like, well, this is shit we're gonna have to deal with now. So they said, okay, well, what is this the same kind of thing that we're gonna go through if it's a woman with a sexual harassment complaint? And they said, nah. Nope. Not the same protections, not afforded the same protections whatsoever. And I can attest to that very, very clearly because the one time I filed a sexual harassment complaint with HR, I was told that it was my fault because I'm a slut. So, yeah, by an all-female HR, by the way, which is just great. Just awesome. Good job protecting women. So there's a whole business of like, oh my God, this is so terrible. What happens to women? The reality is people don't give a shit. Because, again, just a regular old white woman is not a protected class anymore. It doesn't matter now if we get sexually harassed in the workplace. Only if we get sexually harassed in the workplace and we're also a person of color and we're also gay and we're also trans. Then that's the only time it matters. But just a regular old white woman getting groped in the workplace, no problem. No problem whatsoever. Not protected. No special provisions for her. Kick her ass out the door and tell her to shut up about it, you little ho-ho. It's just, it blows my fucking mind. It's just, this is the society that we're building. We're building a society in which we point to a certain group of people say, you guys are inherently intrinsically bad because of the way you were born, which is exactly what you're saying. You were born this way. We're holding this against you for the way you were born. You were born white. Now you should feel guilty and you should feel shame for the color of your skin for the rest of your life because you were born with the wrong skin color. What does that sound like, people? So we're building this kind of world where there are people like that, where a white person is expected to work, a regular white straight person is expected to work twice as hard, and someone who's, well, you've gone through some things. You don't have to do you don't have to show up for your fucking job. You don't even have to fucking show up for your fucking job. That's where we're at. That's where we're at. You don't even have to show up and your job is protected. That is some utter grade A bullshit. And I'm livid. You're running around looking at like, oh my God, it's just like, what is actually important here to deal with? What are the issues that are important here to deal with right now? It's like, oh my God, there's so many there's still violence against trans people. There's still gay bashing that happens all over the country and shit like that, and we're concerned with making sure we don't fire them to hurt their feelings. And this is why you can't get anywhere, because when shit like this happens, we're like, oh my God, this is where we've come to. Now people sit around and it does not feel like these people are at risk anymore, right? Because in these situations, in these communities, they are protected beyond other people, beyond what other people have. So it detracts from the reality, which is that, yes, there are places in this country, in the world, where those people are targeted, where they're bullied, where they're abused, where they're beaten. And no, let's not think about that, because now you're creating this imbalanced hierarchy, because that's the whole thing. It's like, yes, we want to stop the bad stuff from happening. You don't stop the bad stuff from happening in the bad places by going to the good places and just giving those people extra. That's not, I'm sorry, but the trans person working in Southern California is not the person who got gay bashed their entire life. Let's go find the people who are living on the streets because their family kicked them out and worry about those people. Not worry about protecting the already fucking privileged people and just treating them with more extra privilege. Yeah, I'm sure you went through some shit. I'm sure it was difficult for you to go through that transition and deal with gender dysphoria. I'm sure your life is so hard, but you're not getting beaten on the goddamn streets every day. So stop making your issues, stop making all this crap. This is my favorite thing, right? This person got fired. They could have acknowledged, yes, I'm a shitty employee. I deserve to get fired. Nope, they went and made a complaint. It's because I'm trans. Once again, you're just hurting the issue for everyone else because you don't actually care about trans rights or trans people. You care about you. You just care about you and your rights and your protections and your special privileges because, oh my God, my life was so hard. Plenty of people's lives were hard. You ain't getting beaten in the streets, so shut the fuck up and go do something useful. Go find the people who are actually really suffering. suffering way worse than you ever did simply because they're trans. People getting kicked out of their homes, people getting ostracized by their communities, people getting attacked for being trans. And go do something about their rights. Quit worrying about your little privileged ass self. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say today, because fuck! If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and press that like button. Make sure that you click on all the links that are going to pop up here anytime soon. There's LA cheesesteak reviews. Our trailer has dropped, guys. Please go watch it. Please subscribe. Please share that with everybody you know. I'm really, really excited for the show. I have a lot of high hopes for it, so give it a watch. Let me know what you think. Also, if you like this shirt behind me, Jesse Shot First with original artwork by Anna, that Star Wars girl, who, congratulations, just hit 100,000 subscribers. You can click the link for that and get one of those. If you want another design, you can always click Get Involved with Me. That'll take you to all my other links, Teespring, Patreon, different ways to get involved with this channel. Help it grow. We got a bunch of different t-shirt designs. You can get some on mugs now too. You can follow me on Twitter at Jesse Milestone, on Instagram at Mindless Entertainment. You guys are all the best. You are the bestest fans in all the wide world, and I couldn't do this without you. So much love, much appreciation. God Empress out.